and Kenneth Okonkwo have said that, look, 2023 is gone. But in 2027, Atiku, Tinubu, Peter Obi should step aside. Would you be supporting Peter Obi in 2027? Absolutely. Or you hold the view that they should step aside?
You know, what I found strange about that statement, and I remember we had a long conversation with Kenneth Okonkwo. I called him out like, on what basis was Atiku, Tinubu, and Peter Obi put on the same
pedestal?
Yes, or use the same bench, a paint or brush used on them. It might have made sense to him, and he has a right to his own opinion. It doesn't to me. I don't see in what capacity has that would that happen. And for me, Peter Obi is one person whom I know has the love and care for people. He has empathy. He feels what happens to the citizens, and he's someone that I see who wants to have a legacy. That's something that is important to me. I'm not looking for someone who gets to office, who doesn't care, who all he's thinking about is how do I take more money, how do I buy a private, more presidential jets for myself, more yachts, more whatever for myself, rather than how do I ensure my name that in the next, 100 years, 200 years, when they're talking about Nigeria, it's me. And this is someone that I know has the courage to take on the issue. Some people think that courage is by, when you just come out and talk and you can say this. No, it's by putting yourself down there and saying those things that people are afraid to talk about. We know about oil theft. It's still going on in Nigeria. And there's one candidate who spoke about it repeatedly. And since after the election, it's almost as if nothing is being said about it. And you sit down with what he said about the oil cabal. This is someone who has the courage to stand and dare and go for it.
There are those who ask you, what has he done? What did he do that in Anambra State? Has he shown capacity in the past life?
Let me finish my thought. You won't take we'll come to that. I'm here. So if you want to do 10 hours, I'm not going anywhere. So calm down. Not you rush yourself. Not you respect yourself. You understand? You said what he has said about the oil cabal that we have and what they're currently doing. You see a situation whereby Tompolo has even accused the Navy of being the one to connive with those who are stealing our oil. And nothing. And right now, as we are here, nobody is saying anything about that. Come back to courage. When you talk about courage and say that whether Peter Obi has done this in Anambra, say, yes, he did. You saw what he did with the Ubas family? Was this other one? There was a whole lot of like exactly what we have in Nigeria. There was a hold in Anambra State where people felt that there are certain people who control the state and nothing could be done about it. And he came on and he stood. He won the election. The election was rigged. He went to the courts, you understand, to ensure that the right thing was done. And he stood for so many years. And one of the things that he always talk about that sometimes when he goes to that, he used to go alone. Whereas the other ones are coming with their shoebi, they're dancing, they're drumming, they're going on. He stayed on. You understand? That in itself is courage. One of the things you've not asked, but I'm going to ask you, one of the things that people have said is the fact that, after the 2023 election, he could have asked the people be on the street. People, for them, that is courage. That's not necessarily courage. This is someone who said, no, I'm going to follow the legal system and take it to the end. I believe in the Nigerian institution and I believe in the Nigeria and go with it. But there are people who feel that it's always about get people to be on the streets, get them to be out there, put them on in harm's way or fire's way or whatever. And Peter Obi has said, no, he is not going to do that. And I'll give you just a bit of an insight into what we're doing, our campaign. During that whole campaign, there was a time when I think you saw P Square. Mm-hmm. They supported Peter Obi openly. They didn't deny, they didn't hide it. And they were supposed to perform at a particular. It took a lot. I remember I spent over 8 hours with lots of messages, giving him 1, 2, 3, I think about 9 or whatever reasons why they should be on it. And his fear was that he didn't want them to be, what's the word that is used now, to be victimized. Because he knows how the system works. There are a lot of people who want to support. Nigerians have been coward. To the extent you come out and support and then you become a victim. That's the kind of person that he is. And it takes a lot of courage for someone to see people who are ready to whatever, and a lot of responsibility. See people who are ready to say, we're going to do anything if you want us to stay. But he refused. And I see people coming out to call that means lack of courage because he had 6 million people.
Ms. YUSUFU,